See, myself also, we all need to understand, you see, the purpose of this month of Ramadan. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us this month of Ramadan. The ulama ikram, they explain what is this word Ramadan mean. The word Ramadan mean to burn. किसी चीज़ को जला देना, that is called Ramadan. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us to, you see, from the last Ramadan, the 30th Ramadan, you see, and then when this new month Ramadan, the first Ramadan started, all the sins that we have committed, major and minor sins. First Ramadan, as soon as we fast, all the past sins are forgiven. See? And this month of Ramadan is such a special month that all the names of all different months have been named by all these Arabs. But this month of Ramadan, the month Ramadan, have been named by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Shahru Ramadan. And the purpose of the month of Ramadan is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran, that has ayat more or less meaning, that, O people of Iman, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained you to fast in the month of Ramadan so that you achieve taqwa. So sometimes we think, how by fasting we achieve taqwa? How? You see, when a person is praying, so sometime it might happen that he's praying to show off. A person is going for Hajj every year. It might come that he's going every year just to show off. And the person is giving zakat just to show people that I'm helping people other with the money. But this fast, you see, is just pure for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is no show off. You see, when the time of iftar come close, a person is feeling so thirsty and he's so hungry, and he's alone in the room. There is no one with him. No one is with him. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching him, but still he doesn't eat anything. He doesn't eat anything. He doesn't drink anything. Why? Because my Allah is watching me. That is why we achieve taqwa. That my Allah is watching me. My Allah is hearing me. My Allah is with me all the time. Umar radiallahu anhu, Azgamur radiallahu, once he was walking in the streets of Medina, so he heard that one mother, she was not, in a way she was testing her daughter, that why don't we put some water and some milk, so we have more milk, so we can sell more milk, we'll make more money. So daughter said, no, Amirul Mu'mineen Umar radiallahu has told us not to do this. How we could do this? He said, no, Amirul Mu'mineen is not watching us. So she said, my Allah, our Allah is watching us. Our Allah is watching us right now. So Umar radiallahu, he was so happy that he put a mark on the door, and he said that I want my son to marry this girl. So then they both got married. So then when they both got married, they had a daughter. So for that daughter, they were looking for a person to marry, and they found a person named Abdul Aziz. So now then they both got married. Then they had a son called Umar bin Abdul Aziz rahmatullah alayh. And at his time, wolf and goat and sheep, they used to graze in one place. So wolf has no power, has no thing in the heart that I want to eat the goat. Why? Because the amal of Umar bin Abdul Aziz at his time when he was Khalifa Amirul Mu'mineen were so powerful that wolf has no courage to go close to goat. So one day, some wolves and the goats and the sheep, they were grazing in one place. So different shepherds were there. So one shepherd just shouted that Umar bin Abdul Aziz is dead. He has passed away. See how you could have said this. We are in the outskirts of Medina. We are not even Medina. He said no. When he was alive, the wolf had no courage even to go close to the goat or the sheep. So when they got to Medina, they found out that Umar bin Abdul Aziz passed away. Such an effect. So my dear respected brother, the purpose of this month is to achieve taqwa. The fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should come in the heart. Our connection becomes strong with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we should have this awareness that Allah, you see, we are so careful wherever we go. Security cameras are there all the time. But when we are in the dark room, no one is there. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is still watching us. So this is, my dear respected brother, we need to achieve. And we have to have the fazail in front of us. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made fast first for you, and I have made Taraweeh sunnat for you. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us on this fast? One farz fasting. Ek farz roze pe Allah kya deta hai? If a person have one farz fasting, and he save himself from har kisam ke nashe se, intoxication, he save himself from that. He doesn't eat haram. ठीक है जी? And he save himself from all the major sin. No slandering. What promises Allah? What is the promise of Allah on first fasting? When he does this, when he saves himself from these four things, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make him marry 100 hurs of Jannah. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him one house in Jannah, such a big house that the whole world will fit in that house as the small goat in the whole world. These two promises of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on first fasting. And then on Taraweeh, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving, on 20 Taraweeh, how many sajda there in 20 Taraweeh? 40. On one sajda, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives 1500 reward. 1500 neki hai ek sajde pe, Taraweeh ke ek sajde pe. So on 20 Taraweeh, we have 60,000 rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Plus Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give one palace in Jannah made out of ruby, surkh yakut ka. That has 60,000 doors. And in front of each door, there's a palace made out of gold. This is for Taraweeh. This is for Taraweeh. And any other sajda we do in addition to Taraweeh, whether it is farz, whether it is sunnah, whether it is wajib, whether it is nafal, on each sajda, when a person will do, one tree will be planted in Jannah. And the shadow of the tree is so long that if the horse will run for 100 years, the shadow will not finish. So these are the promises of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I see, on Taraweeh, on any sajda you do. So my dear respected brother, this Ramzan, the month of Ramadan is leaving us. So we need to understand. You see, we have to have, we listen Quran, we read in Quran, but we have to have the azmat of the one who has sent down, the azmat of Allah, azmat of Quran should be in our heart. There was a king named Mughal. One of his followers, one of his murid, one of his disciples, he came to meet him. So he told that person, that one of his ministers, just take him into the room and let him take rest, and tomorrow morning I'll see him. So that one of the ministers, he took him in the room, just to have him take him rest in that for that night in that room. And that room, before that minister was about to leave the room, so he asked, there was a shelf, and on that shelf there was a book. So that person asked him that, what is this book? He said, this is Kalam Allah. Ye Allah ka kalam hai, this is Quran. So that person, he left the room, so he started telling himself, he talking to himself, that while the Quran, kalam of Allah in this room, how I can go to sleep? Allah ka kalam, yahan pada aur main so jaun. So he put Quran, the kalam of Allah, on top of his head, and for the whole night he's saying, hey, Allah ka kalam hai, this is the kalam of Allah, this is the kalam of Allah. And while saying this, he went to sleep. And when he went to sleep in a dream, he had a dream. In his dream, he saw that one big tree came out from the back, and that tree has three branches that spread into three big different continents. In the morning, he narrated this dream to Toghrul, and then he wanted his daughter to marry him. And then they both got married, they had a son named Uthman. From that Uthmani Sultanate Ottoman Empire came out, and Muslim ruled for more or less 700 years. They got because of the respect of Quran. Muslim, they got this Ottoman Empire because of the respect of Quran. That person was not reading Quran. He was not reading Quran. He had just Quran on his head, and he was just saying with the respect. Right now, my dear respected brother, we are listening Quran, we're doing this, but we need to bring our life according to Quran. When this will happen, suppose there's a brand new car. And that brand new car, now most of these cars that we have today have built-in navigation system. You want to travel some distance and you want to go to some place, and you put the destination, and now it will tell you all the route that you need to take, right? Now you're sitting in the car, navigation system is set, the brand new car, the air and the tire, everything is set, but the car is not moving. What might be the cause? Now the person will start to check, what is the cause? There is no gas in the car. Now the gas is not in the car, so now the car is not moving according to the navigation system. Even navigation system is telling us where to go, right? But the car is not moving according to the navigation system. Quran is for us is a navigation system. Quran hamare liye, this is a navigation system to follow. What to do, where to go, what to do, what not to do. But my body, our car is not moving according to the navigation system. The way car is missing the gas, we are also missing the gas. Myself, all of us, we are missing the gas. What is that gas? That gas is Iman. That gas is missing. Until and unless we don't have this, all of us, we say we all have Iman, I have Iman, you all have Iman. But my dear respected brother and elder, one Iman that is present, one Iman that is mawjood, one Iman that is present, one Iman that is matloob, one Iman that is desired. For that, we need to look in the life of Sahaba Karam radiyallahu anhum ajma'in, what kind of iman they have. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran, that is a meaning more or less, that you have to have iman the way Sahaba they had their iman. So the iman of Sahaba is example for us. That is why they used to say, Sahaba used to say, that first we learn iman, then we learn Quran. So what does it mean? They didn't know how to read Quran? No, this doesn't mean that. You see, all the Makki surah that were revealed in Makkah, what they talk about? They talk about Iman, they talk about Akhirat, they talk about the stories of previous prophets. And all the surah that reveal in Medina, what they talk about? They talk about Ahkamat. So my dear respected brother, the effort of Rasulullah in Makkah when the Quran was revealed in Makkah is to make the Iman of the Sahaba stronger. When the ground was ready, when all the Ahkamat came in Medina Munawwara in the form of Madani surah, so the Sahaba were ready to take that. Sahaba, they were ready to take that. That's why so many orders, so many commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so many ayats of Quran, they were revealed because of Sahaba Karam radiyallahu anhum ajma'in. The hurmat of sharab and the hukum of hijab, all because of Umar radiyallahu anhu. Yesterday, one brother mentioned, and Mufti Farhan yesterday mentioned about one story about Khawla bint Salaba, right? That because of her, that she was talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed. All these few ayats of Surah Mujadala few is because of a Sahabiya. Abasa wa tawalla is because of one Sahabi, Abdullah ibn Maktoum radiyallahu anhu. Ayat of Surah Nisa la yastavil qaiduna is because of one Sahabi. When this ayat was revealed, it says that those people who strive and those people who stay home, they can never be equal. So that Sahabi, he was ma'zur, handicapped. He went to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because of him, the ayat was revealed again with the addition of one word. That those people who stay home, those who can never be equal, except for some uzr. If they are ma'zur, they stay back. So Sahaba were such that Rasulullah did such an effort of iman on them. So whatever Quran is coming because of them. It's not that they're following Quran, the ayats of Quran coming because of them. So my dear spirit, this is a humble request. It's for myself also, for all of us inshallah, that this is what we get from this. Now if we learn that we have to bring our life on the ahkamat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to live the life of following the desire and nafs. This is what we're learning in the month of Ramadan. So if we do this for 30 days, and that's what we're going through, right? So what Allah will give us? One day of Eid. As soon as 29 or 30 days are done, as soon as they are done, what we'll get? Eid. Happy day for all of us. Just for obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, controlling our nafs, following the ahkamat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give us Eid, one day of Eid. Everyone is so happy. So if our whole life, 30 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, we obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, leaving our desire behind, leaving our nafs behind, and following the ahkamat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Eid for us forever and ever in Jannah. 30 days we follow, we get one of day of Eid. And 30 years, 60 years we follow, Eid for us forever and ever in Jannah. So just a quick, just to close that Ramadan is about to end. Now every night we see, mashallah, Qiyamul Layl is happening in every masjid, mashallah. People are, mashallah, reading Quran, listening Quran. But so-called in our own culture, we call it Chandrat, right? We call it, when next day is the Chandra. It's not, it's Laylatul Jaiza. Laylatul Jaiza, that every time in Iftar, how many people are taken out from hellfire? 10 lakh लोगों को अल्लाह निकालता है. 1 million people are every day, every time of Iftar, 1 million people are taken out from the hellfire. And that particular night, you add all of them. You add off 30 million people are taken out from the hellfire. So, but that night we are all forgetful. The Jahannam doors are open again and Shaitan is out. So now we're trying to follow. You see, Shaitan is not that strong. Our nafs is killing us actually. Our nafs. Because Shaitan was not Shaitan. Shaitan was Azazil, jinn. Used to do so much worship, right? And then he started saying in the company of angels. But he followed the nafs, that's why he became Shaitan. So we need to control that. So that particular night, if that particular night, every night we're trying to do ibadat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in that particular night, if we do ibadat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that next day is Eid. That we all preparing for Eid. I'm not saying don't prepare, we have to prepare for Eid. But we should not spend our time in following our desires, brother. So what will happen? The day it come in a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that is a meaning more or less, the day everyone's heart will become dead, his heart will still be alive. इस रात को जब इबादत कर लेगा, जिस दिन सबके दिल मुर्दा होंगे, उस दिन उसका दिल जिंदा होगा. So for that particular night, inshallah. And then the day of Eid also, usually every day what we are trying to do, every day we have 5 salah, the Eid day we have 6 salah. Fajr, Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha also, plus one Eid Salah. So ulama karam, they explaining to telling us inshallah that we have to increase our ibadat inshallah. And just a quick request for the brothers who are sitting in Atikaf also, they're so blessed mashallah from this locality, in every locality mashallah, especially this masjid, so many, very happy to hear mashallah, so many brothers are sitting in Atikaf also. So most, you see, you don't find that many young. I mean, I visited many masjids, we have go to many masjids all the time, so we don't see many youngsters. So this is what my request inshallah, that some elders are also sitting, some youngsters are also sitting, so we should try to take care. You see, elders should have in their heart, mashallah, that when we were at their age where we were, mashallah, in this age and time, so many youngsters are still out in the streets. So at least they're in the masjid, in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so they should take care of them. Sometime ups and downs will happen, they will talk, they will say inshallah, but we should take care of them. At least they have come to masjid, brother. If they don't come, what we can do now? If they say we don't want to come, what we will do? And to the youngsters also, that we should have the great respect for our elders also. We should have the great respect for our elders. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has promised Jannatul Firdaus for those who have the best akhlaq. It's not promised for Salah, Jannatul Firdaus. The word Jannatul Firdaus has been told for those who have the best akhlaq. Kya hai ji best akhlaq? Jo tode usse jodo. Those who disconnect from you, you connect with them. Jo na de usko do. Those who don't give you, you give them. Or jo zulm kare usko maaf karo. Those who oppress you, forgive them. So this is the best akhlaq, my dear respected brother, that we should try to look at the good qualities of other. When we try to look at the good qualities of other, you see, if 35 people are sitting here for i'tikaf, even they sleep whole night, they're still written in ibadat. So 35 people sitting for 10 nights and 10 days they are here. So before they leave this masjid, they can have at least 34 good qualities. Because each one who's sitting with us has some good quality in him, right? So at least we can get. So because if a person look at good quality of other, then Allah will give him that good quality. If we start looking at the bad quality of other, before we leave this world, we'll have for sure that bad quality. For this akhlaq, and our time should be done. This is every amal to be get accepted in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It has to order of Allah, it has to be the sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it has to have ikhlas. Rasulullah sallallahu was asked by Sahaba, what is Iman? So Rasulullah sallallahu replied with ikhlas. So for that inshallah, that our every amal should be for ikhlas, and while we're sitting here inshallah, that we should all make dua for the whole ummah. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opens the door of guidance for the whole ummah inshallah, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala use me also, use you also, and use all of us also to spread hadayat in the whole world inshallah. So we'll try this inshallah. جزاك الله خير إن شاء الله سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك نستغفرك ونتوب إليك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين آمين